Hello, Sassy Girl fans, passerbys, and everyone. How are you doing? I hope you are keeping safe and keeping sound. So today, there is this thing that I just can't get in head, and I would like to talk about it. It largely has to do with child marriage. So my younger sister, who is a doctor trainee, right? She was telling me about an experience she had when she went for one of their outreach. Basically, she was at this CHIP compound, and then a young girl came in with her mother. A girl around the age of 11. She had a baby. She came, she had wound inside her vagina. She was bleeding. Apparently, during the childbirth, there was a tear. And because the hospital doesn't have the resources, they delivered the child and then she went home. Now, she's back after 2 weeks of childbirth. She's still in so much pain. And when she came, there wasn't even paracetamol to give. So she came around. The CHIP compound basically had nothing. So they did nothing for her. She and the mother walked 2 hours to get to the CHIP compound. And then there was no treatment whatsoever. Now they have to walk 2 hours back. That is a girl who is already in pain, who is already suffering, who is already struggling, who has a child, an 11-year-old. And the most difficult part is they knew that this child was going to go back home and die. That's the difficult part, right? There are so many issues of child marriage in Ghana here, and it's as if no one really cares that these things are happening. I was looking at the prevalent rate, and honestly, it's still alarming. They're basically saying that children under the age of 15, 5% of them get married before the age of 15. Before 18% of girls get married before they actually get to 18. The legal year for marriage in Ghana is 18. But if you ask me, why are you asking an 18-year-old to get married? An 18-year-old is just leaving a senior high school, has not started working. A university, someone who have gone to the university will probably be getting their first degree at the age of 22 or probably 21, right? So even that age, we need to look at it, especially if we want to eliminate poverty and all those things. They give causes as to why these things are happening, but before we get there, let's look at the regions. So the highest rate is in the northern regions, which is 28%. Then followed by Upper East, which is also 28%. Then Volta region, my own region, is 24%. So 24% of children actually get married, of girls get married before the age of 18. Then you go to the Western region, which is 23%, Upper West 23%, and then Brona Hafol, and then Ashanti region, which is 17%, and are highly alarming. When you look at the factors, number one is poverty. Of course, parents are unable to look after their children. So what do we expect, right? So poverty is mainly driving people to give their children out early. There are cases of mothers getting men to weed their farms for them, on the condition that after weeding their farms for them, they give their daughters out to marry. Right, so those cases are there. And then the lack of education. I mean, this is how do I even put it? It's something that we need to tackle, the lack of education. Because if my parents are uneducated, they give me off to marry at a very young age, and then it continues, right? So they just keep giving these children to marry. And then you look at harmful practices, the trochocity, the betrayal before a child is born, or once the child is born and they realize it's a girl, they've married the child off, right? Once they realize it's a girl. And then we have gender norms. 33% of women believe that being beaten by their husbands is okay. And then the report also say that in our part of the world, men have dominance. They have so much power over their women, and for a lot of them, they're actually going for younger women, 20 years, that they are 20 years older than 30 years older than, because they believe that they are easier to control. So a lot of them are going for younger women to control them. And even with the older women, they have so much dominance, so much power over them. A husband can tell a wife not to work. A husband can tell a wife not to be heard, not to have a business, shut down your business. In my case, I've been asked so many times to close my YouTube account, right? Because I'm a wife and I'm not supposed to be here doing this. So our husbands tend to have a lot of dominance, a lot of power, and then they can tell us basically what to do. Shut down YouTube, don't work, stay at home. And when they are tired of you, they throw you out. When they are tired of you, so whether you shut it down or you stop working or whatever, it doesn't guarantee the fact that they will stay with you. Once they are tired with you, they throw you out of the house. Then you have adolescent, basically teenage pregnancy, which is on the high, largely due to transactional sex. So girls need to buy pad, girls need to buy things that they need, and then for them to be able to get those things, they get them ideally from men, largely due to poverty, you know, and the migration leaves them, peer pressure, female genital mutilation, and COVID actually came to worsen things right here. Prices of goods have gone up astronomically, sometimes 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So the little things that girls need to keep them going have become so expensive and they can't get them. So honestly, if you look at what government is doing, it's just a bunch of meetings for big people, for the ministry workers, and it really doesn't affect or go to affect the life of girls. I'll leave the link there and then you can read about what government is doing, the initiatives, etc. I think that the issue of child marriage needs to be looked at. We cannot continue to allow these girls 11, 10, 9 get married, they get pregnant, and honestly, they get pregnant, their bodies are not formed, so they can't actually, they shouldn't be getting pregnant because their bodies are not developed enough to carry pregnancy, and these girls end up dying, right? They end up dying. Some die on the table, others die days after. And to what ends? So that some man somewhere can have a girl to sleep with, right? Can have a young girl to sleep with. The dominance needs to be broken. I know people will call my husband and ask him whether he side with what I am saying. You can go ahead and give him a call. I don't care. All I care about is that the issue of girl marriage, the issue of child marriage, children below the, if we are saying the legal age is 18, children, girls below the age of 18 shouldn't be married. We realize that it's only girls, it's only 5% of girls from rich family that actually get married before 18. So poverty, lack of education and all that are things that we need to focus on. Anyway, leave your thoughts. What are your stories? What have you heard about child marriage? Let me know. See you in the next one, and let's keep the conversation going. Please like and subscribe. Bye.